welcome back. This is Sealchan, and this is my Minecraft Alpha 1.0, no, 1.1 progressive long Let's Play. Today, we are still in the research phase, and it's time for me to review what I did in round 21 and what I'm going to do in round 22. So let's go. I'm going to be reading from a list, so bear with me. In the next round, round 22, I need to make use of the newer block bookshelves. And my plan is to do that probably right here in the research archive. I'll put a couple bookshelves here, maybe one here, and then a couple up there. Super easy. Just gotta craft them up. Alright. Let me look at my list. Okay. And round 21, we added some additional lighting. You can see these little glass, I want to call them globes, all over the ground here. I kind of feel like, although they obviously can be seen, they also blend in a little bit because they let the colors of the blocks behind them show through. So I'm satisfied with this lighting technique. Another thing we did in round 21 is we added this convenient road, because honestly, I walk through here a lot. Let's see. Nope, that doesn't help. Well, let's see. Another thing I did is we built an extension of the Hunter's Cutoff. It goes right through here so that you can walk from the LC Bellevue Trail or the mine directly over to the port. And also a very convenient route. Sorry. Let me get back inside and I'll check my list. Just a moment. nice flourish. Here we are in the miner's workshop, Cavern 1, LC District, just as with the builder's workshop. We're going to add some bookshelves here in the research archive. I thought I should label this area, just as I have in the builder's workshop. So anyway, yeah, we'll add at least one bookshelf here. Maybe several. This is lighting, though. Anyway. Another thing we're going to do, well, actually, let's speak about what we did. My list is a little scrambled here. One thing we did do is we finished the full exploration of this cave system. The whole thing's lit up. There shouldn't be a dark spot anywhere around here, which I guess demonstrates the cave sound is because there's a cave, not because there's a dark cave. So, good to know. Anyway, another thing we're going to do is in one of the additional caves, we found a zombie spawner. A very small cave, but nonetheless, it had a spawner in it. And I'm of a mind to build a zombie spawner with surface access, or at least as close to the surface as possible. I want to practice that build. So I've got it on the list. Something we're going to do. Also, through our traveling along the coastline, we have discovered another cavern entrance in the estuary. Don't know that we can see it here. It's around this area. So we're going to head out there and see if we can find a new cavern system. Although, as I think we know, the LC cavern system comes out right here. So that's really close. It's still, there could be resources there. So it's worth a try. Alright, just a moment. Okay. You can see right over here, just barely, is what I call the origin. The coordinates are 0, 0, right here. And we have a small build project there. I guess I call it a kiosk. It's going to be a covered area, kind of a base stone on which signs point you in the directions. And maybe we'll also build a trail, or we'll make that a separate task for the following round. Connect us back into the rest of the home base. Last time we just went to and found and put 4 stones down on the origin. 0, 0 is really on a point. So this surrounds the entire origin, if you know what I mean. Okay, let's see what's next. Well, I guess we'll take a walk. Let's use that new Hunter's Cutoff Trail to get to the port. Yeah. Bye-bye boat. Well, we went on a coastal expedition in round 21. Took off on foot, ran the coastline, found that cavern, and found that the whole thing comes back to here. In fact, that's as far as I ran for day 1. And just a little ways beyond that, we found a place for this supposed other continent comes close to Cascadia, which we already knew, because we built some sugarcane lamps so that we could boat through there over to the island. So yeah, this is another great big bay, or inland sea. And you can walk to here, from here, without getting wet. The next round, we're going to actually just boat right over to that marker and continue our walk up that coastline for at least 1 day. I don't know, maybe it should be 2, given how close it is. Of course, we'll mine up all the clay along the way. Okay, well, I'll leave that boat there for now. If I'm lucky, maybe somebody will knock it back. Okay, let's head over to the railway. Okay, let me see my list here. Oh yeah, we did a retrofit of brick at the base of the railway station, and I think it looks good. So I'm happy with that. like, if I remember correctly, we may have built a little more track, and we actually made this so that it goes all the way out to that terminal station. A terminal station out there is just a temporary thing. Guess we could take a trip out there. I do think this is fun. Yeah, so, we finished building that. What else did we do? I guess that's it. Next up on round 22. I'm reading it here. Okay, yeah. Round 22, we're going to add a little cover to the tracks as they emerge from the station. As slow as this thing goes, I can't tolerate having a creeper too close. So, bump. So we'll have a little added protection there, and I think my goal is to have the track be safe at night as well as the day. And let's see, what's the other thing? Oh yeah. We know that we told the story of the minecart and the minecart with furnace. There's another minecart with chest that hasn't been included yet. And I decided probably the best way to go with that to be add another self-limiting rule. Although in this space it's a little tricky. I think what I'm going to end up doing is bumping out this wall a little bit. It's either maybe just one block. We'll see. Maybe two. And what I want to have is a little bit of track that runs off to the side. And on that track will be the, how do I say this, the minecart with chest. And technically, we don't really have that much room in here. But the minecart with chest, I want to use it to transport rail and other materials down the track for the purpose of continued construction. So instead of carrying all that stuff in my personal inventory, I'll set up a 3-cart system here. I might not even build anything. I might just drop the minecart with chest down, maybe here. Put the regular minecart here and then just start this thing up, and it can just kind of push us both along. It might be a little risky in the sense that there are some glitches with the how this minecart as an entity collides with other minecarts. But we'll see. We do need to get that chest, minecart with chest, in use. So I think that'll be a good way to do it, with a self-limiting rule that you can't move your rails unless you use it this way. Use the minecart with furnace to push a minecart with chest. let's see, just a moment here. Okay, well, let's head towards Bellevue and we'll take care of a couple things along the way. Alright, well, this isn't the best photo op for this, to me, slightly ominous looking structure here. It's kind of a gateway arch or park boundary marker, letting us know we're about to enter a regional park. This one, the Elsie Estuary. See if we can make it through here. So the whole area along the trail covered by those 2 trail marker signs. Oh, this is a bad time. Okay, there's a guy here and a guy here. Oh, is he still coming to me? Oh, alright, I gotta use my... This isn't gold. Waste arrows on a skeleton. Where is he? Oh, wow. Right up here, huh? Well, still, I'm not using my... Oh. Nice. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, there's a creeper. This is probably a bad idea. There. Ah, missed me. Okay. We're usually safe in here. And as I passed into the Hobbit Trail, that's a boundary to the other side of the Elsie Estuary Regional Park. Not all lit up because we want to preserve the darkness as much as possible in our national parks, or regional parks. We can see the night sky. Alright, let's see if we can make it over to the deep mine. And we'll talk about what's going on there. Coming in hot. Okay. Well, pretty simple. No, I'm not going to... I don't know how you got down here. I think we already got our stack. That was too easy. Well, as usual, we're going to come down here and do our deep mine expedition. Last time we actually found some diamonds. We have 20 now. Still working on that stack. I'll head way down there and we'll continue the work. We got plenty of mine to mine down here. Even if the whole cavern system that got us down to this point has been explored. Okay, I guess that's that. Let's head to the fort in Bellevue. Probably not the best time to go for a walk. So I could beat him up, or I can let the sun do it in a minute. This is probably a bad idea, but let's try. We're all friendlies here, I guess. I always like to come up here for the view. Okay, let's see what's on our list. Of course, we did the coastline expedition. We also went out this direction. And we worked for 3 episodes on a skeleton spawner farm. And thinking about how the skeletons would be difficult to manipulate, I decided that I could just build the killing room on top of the monster room since it was at the surface. And that's just what I did. Now we can use our arrows a little more liberally, knowing just how easy it is to go and get more. We've gone to Coastline Expedition for a 2 days walk up this beach. We're going to do it again up this beach, according to the newer rules. So, in round 22, that's what we're going to do. Just walk this out for a day, and then again, a little beyond that. Alright, just a moment. Alright, well, let's take a walk up the trail here since it's daylight. Continue to do a lot of trail work in Bellevue. follow the trail for the most part. This Bellevue Mountains trail is a big loop. It comes right back to here. And we worked our way around and built the trail that runs to the top of Edgewood Mountain over here. So that was round 21. And round 22, we're going to walk that trail and look for opportunities to do little enhancements. Further beautify that trail. As with any trail that we make. Okay, we want to go down to we did our trail walk on the Two Bridges Trail. And we got to see the two natural bridges from little pull-outs. And what else did we do? Oh yes. We built a little spring down here, besides the jump-off point trail. And then the next round we're going to build a trail at the end of this one. That'll get us down to the beach, because we want to jump off the end of jump-off point for fun. So that's what you do on a hot summer day. Though I don't know if I would jump down there. You need a nice way back up. So we'll build that in round 22. Alright, well, let's walk all the way over to Cascadia. We have completely finished all the trail work in Cascadia and Elsie, although that's not really true. I know we'll be building a trail to connect the Origin Monument, maybe I should call it, back to the Elsie home base. And this trail system is winding down as well. We have another trail to the heart of the mountain, which takes you to a little opening. It shows you just how hollow these alpha mountains can be. It's a nice view. But there aren't nearly as many trail builds coming back as there were heading out this way. Just looking at my list here. Since our boat's already almost at the Cascadia landing, I say let's just walk over to Cascadia landing little quicker. Go through the base. Just like in Elsie and Cascadia, we have a regional park as well. In this case, right where I wanted to put the sign, the house is there, so I just worked it in. Cascadia, what does that say? Cascade Springs. I keep thinking it should be Cascadia Springs. Apparently that's not the thought I had when I put up the signs. So this whole area in here, including where the waterfalls are, is Cascade Spring Regional Park. And here's the exit. Look at all that leather. Okay, here we are. For the rest of our work in Cascadia, let's head out to the port on the island. Yeah, there's the first day's walk up the beach trail marker. I think I actually walked out to about here, and this is our connection. This is the same continent, so yeah. We got 2 votes knocked off the fort. Definitely next game, I'm building a boathouse. Don't need to have our boats continually knocked away by passive mobs. Well, just like with Bellevue, this port is built. And what did we do? We did our coastline expedition out to the first marker, which is off this way, and then explored I don't have any notes on that. I can't remember what I did. Probably reset that marker slightly and continued to explore beyond it. Another thing we're going to do, which I failed to mention here or even in Elsie, was that we are going to supply both ports, all 3 forts really, Elsie, Bellevue, and Cascadia. All 3 are going to be supplied with a compass and a fishing rod. The 2 new craftable items, both of which I suppose are really tools. Unfortunately, the fishing rod doesn't even fish. It doesn't hook mobs. It doesn't even cast. So it's useless. But we're going to supply it as kind of a inventory prop in the lighthouse chest. And the compass, I think, is going to actually be a little useful. Every time we head out on an expedition, I think we should have a compass. And so that in the worst case scenario, we can't be too lost. It'll help us determine which coastline to follow on our way home. And if needed, we can also use it to walk home. So, anyway, we're putting all the blocks and items and entities to use. And that's how we'll know when the game is done. Another thing we did here is we rode a pig. It was one of the best pig rides. Kept to the island and out of the water for the most part. So that was nice. Okay, I'll let the music play. I'll see if I can make my way back to Divide. There's a creeper. Oh, there he is. There you are. I saw those zombies too. Don't touch my boat. I thought I missed. Oh, there's a spider. Oh boy. I'm gonna run out of arrows. Trying to protect my ceremonial sword. Is it worth it? Probably not. Let's see if I can get out of here. Not sure why he's not burning up. Anyway. Back in Cascade Springs Regional Park. As denoted by our trail boundary markers. Pass through and come to the Mountains of Divide. Through Creeper Gap. Hold on here. Okay. Well, we have another project, the shape of which has changed more times than I've shared. That is the building, well, I guess you could call it a museum, but it's really a painting gallery. And it's somewhere over here. Oh yes. I drilled a couple of holes through Museum Mountain, and I have a rough idea of its size. We're going to come back here in round 22. I think this will be the entry. Maybe slide it over a little bit. This looks like a nice place for a lake. Anyway, we're going to build the entry, or foyer, this underground art museum. You can kind of think of it as cave paintings. So, anyway, that's going to happen in round 22. Let's head up top and get a look at what we did on the Divide Scenic Cliff Trail. Another thing we did is we walked and did a trail walk on that trail we used to get here to Divide, the Cascadia Divide Trail. So we celebrated that work and the beauty of the Minecraft landscape. We extended the trail because in round 21 from up here on top of Museum Mountain to all the way over here on the top of this hollow mountain. That's what we did in round 21. It took us quite a few episodes. I guess I was just in the spirit of making progress. And the next round we're going to work it from here back. We might make it all the way back to here, given how far we went. We'll see. And if we don't, I'll just save it for the next round. So, anyway, the most scenic trail I've built so far, I think. Alright, well, let's head over to Region E. We'll take the Bellevue Divide Trail to get there. Here's where the Divide Scenic Loop is going to come back to. I do like to soak up every last little bit of beauty from these landscape scenes. Doing the trail work seems like a great way to pay for that experience of kind of joy and wonder at how a computer can just invent all this endlessly, in fact. And once we get to Region E, we'll be all done with this review. I've put the expansion to new regions back on the map because we need more iron to complete that railway. I suspect that completing that railway might be very close to what determines the end of the series. We still have yet to gather a full stack of diamond. A full stack of obsidian. And then to use those things. Oh yes. I am still intending to go find a monument. And of course I'll cheat to do it, because it's just really too much searching, I think. We'll just use the means we have to locate where the nearest monument is in this world. And probably as a final finale, we'll go and find it. Anyway, in round 21, we started our search for a viable cavern system, or cave system. We started here, discovered one of the shortest caves, but when we went here, we had much better luck. I've seen gold, plenty of iron, coal, and the cavern, the cave system continues to go on. So I built a small storage spot to keep our stuff, and in round 22 we're going to come back here and we're going to continue to explore this cave. If I don't exhaust this cave, then I will declare this as a viable cave system. And what that means is, according to my system, we're going to open this area up to development, much like we have Elsie. So we'll have plenty to do here. We'll have a home. We'll have our supply of food, a wheat farm, and yeah, I'm kind of still working out the details. Where we're going to build at, I'm not sure. Should we build close to the mine? Perhaps. But we also need a good place to build at. And there's a lot more level ground out this way. So we'll leave that for round 22 and beyond to determine. Yeah, so that's it. That's what round 22 is looking like. And a little bit of a wider glimpse into the future. Although we could expand forever, the promise here is always that we will stop. There will be an end. And the first part of that end is to get a full stack of all the raw materials. And we are lacking in just 2. After that, I think we should complete our builds that demonstrate the use and value and meaning of all the raw materials and all the things that you can craft from them. And having done that, we'll either just be done or we'll finish off whichever regions we've started. And if we do that or if we don't, I think we'll go find a monument. Maybe we'll wear our diamond armor on that journey. A one-way trip to the future, to something we won't be able to see in the next series. A monument generated by Minecraft. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you in the next. Take care.